To the usual stream commentary, by the way.
Alright.
But it is active now. I didn't label it as an episode, I labeled it as Star Trek Online Demo for Friends. So you guys can get used to it.
Oh, Star Trek Online?
Uh-huh.
So you want us to leave the party, I'm guessing?
No, you can stay in the party and talk. You can't really ask me questions very well if you aren't able to talk to me.
Damn, this is high rating game. Shit.
Hmm?
It's actually... That's 4 stars, damn.
It's a very well made game.
I never was a fan of Star Trek. Like, you know what, fuck it, I don't want another game to play with you guys.
Gonna head back to the Alpha Quadrant.
This game. I feel weird.
I'm gonna warn you now, the ground combat is a little... Space combat's way more intriguing and fun, and frankly, ground combat kinda sucks in this game, but hey, it's all part of the experience.
Like a really confusing game already.
Huh?
It seems like just by looking at it seems a little confusing, but whatever. I'll try to get used to it as best I can.
Well, I'm gonna explain it in this video to help you guys understand it.
Alright.
I mean, that's kind of what you do. As you go on, you kind of explain things.
What the fuck? Oh, it's Bill Nye the Science Guy in the ad.
Is that what the iPhone 11 looks like? I'm weak. You're joking.
Why am I loading in the fucking Netflix? I clicked on YouTube.
I hear my name. I'll be right back.
There it goes. Let me get my glasses on and I'll start explaining things. Let me find my glasses first. I always feel like an old man when I say shit like that. Let me get my glasses, please.
Why do you need your glasses on?
This game has a lot of small shit in it.
Oh my god.
Where have my glasses gone? Where could they be?
Oh my god.
I'll be right back.
So where? It's gone.
Here, Rover! Where are you, Rover? There you are. Here, you mangy coot. Ah, I can see now. Alrighty then. Where was I? Oh, right. Explanation of the screen. Can you see my stream okay?
What?
Can you see my stream okay?
You on phone?
What?
Yes, I can.
Okay. This is my ship.
I have fuck. Oh god damn it! Oh please don't tell me my phone's dead.
Is your phone dead?
My charger won't even work on it. Like wait, just plug it in. It doesn't even like even if an ad pops up, even if my fucking phone vibrates, it just all of a sudden doesn't work. Ah.
Trying to get a new cord, bud. Well, anyway, I'm gonna do this for the stream so you can watch it. Anyway, yeah. This is my current ship. It is a Advanced Escort NCC 93611-A. I called it the USS Makos. And of course I have my little bitty shuttle there. The USS Susquehanna. I didn't name that one, I let it auto name. I have my bridge officers. And of course, me. I'm gorgeous. Anyway. This is the main space view screen. In the top right is your HUD. If you press on your touch screen, it'll bring up the map along with the current mission.
Alright, I'm coming back.
If you hold down the X button, which you'll have to do a lot, will open the Captain Command screen. The Endeavor screen, just ignore it. You won't get to that stuff until you're much later in the game, like to where I'm at. In the Captain Commands, priority and standard actions are available. Let's focus on the standard actions because priority actions are dependent on what's around you. There's anything from viewing the shuttle bridge, to viewing your own starship bridge, scanning the area, transwarping to predetermined locations. Depart the system is something you're going to be using a lot, especially when you're not in a mission and you enter a system. It's the only way to get out of it. The chat is also available, but might as well not bother. It's kind of a waste of time, in my opinion. I mean, that screen is so small. Oh, unread mail. Interesting.
Hi.
Why am I not surprised I have a shit ton of unread mails? Anyway, in the bottom right are your bridge officer abilities. If you hold down the button, like for instance for the tactical menu, which is circle by default, you have all of your different tactical abilities, which usually affect your weapon systems. You'll get a better feel for those when I go into a combat. Triangle is your engineering abilities. I don't have a lot of them because I'm an attack escort, so they're very useful for survival-based things. They usually involve your hull, which is your HP, and your shielding, which I will explain here in just a moment. The square button is your science station. It is usually anything else that doesn't involve the weapons or the shields and hull. It can range from anything from something that drains enemy shields to slowing them down, all kinds of things. L2 literally is anything that does not have a specific station in mind. For instance, evasive maneuvers, that could be engineering, science, or tactical. It could be any of them. So these just apply to anything else. And then, of course, L1 are for non-ship related functions. Well, most of them. For your data recorder, it's basically it's kind of like your Pokedex on this game, I guess you could say. It has all your basic information in it. It also has all the recordings from by Ambassador Spock. You may all know who that was. It also has your deployables in it. In the bottom middle, those are your actual weapon systems. As you can see, there's R1 and R2. If you hit R2 and you have your settings set up properly, those are your energy weapons, so they'll constantly fire at whatever target they're locked onto. Whereas the R1 is your torpedoes, and they fire manually only. Also bear in mind that torpedoes have a very specific fire range, as in their arc range, so you have to be facing the right direction to launch a specific torpedo. In the bottom left, it's a little more complicated. We'll start from the very end. That is your impulse control. There's 4 chunks of impulse, and then holding up on the D-pad will activate full impulse. It does not work if you are in combat, so bear that in mind. If you go down while you're at 0, you'll enter reverse mode, obviously. The next section is your HP and shielding gauge. Your shields have 4 different faces: forward, rear, left, and right. If you hold down the left analog stick, it will redistribute the energy in your shields, which will permit you to make a certain shield facing survive a little bit longer, which is very useful in combat. Right next to that is your auxiliary energy control systems. There's 4 different presets. There's the one I'm on now, which is the the shield preset. It puts more auxiliary power to shields, which increases their toughness, their the size of your shield, so on and so forth. The next one is the auxiliary power to engines, which will increase your speed and evasion at the cost of the shields that you were just in. The next one is emergency power to auxiliary systems. It basically increases special abilities. It's too varied to really get into. You have to know what you're doing. And then, of course, emergency power to weapon systems. Anytime you fire a weapon, you lose a little bit of that left number, which is the current amount of energy to the auxiliary system in question. It recharges pretty quickly over time, but you have to keep an eye on that. If you're using a lot of high power weapons, you're going to want this one on. But I usually keep mine on shields because, let's face it, surviving longer is better. Alright. Standard controls are pretty obvious. Left analog to move, right analog to change your camera angle. If you press down R3, you can target something in particular. Like, for instance, I just targeted one of the players. Looking away and then hitting R3 again will deselect them. Everything else you'll pretty much learn during combat. So, let me get to a mission journal. Episodes, Klingon War.
I've received a report. There is a book.
That's always my favorite part of leaving a system.
Question.
Hmm.
You know, when you have your shield up, are you able to shoot through the shield while it's active or no?
It's always active. Your shields are always active.
Okay.
Good question, though.
Because I remember watching this movie where, like, they had their shield up, but they were not allowed to fire. So I just had that question.
Which movie?
I forgot what it was. It was like a real long time ago. I just remember them. I remember my grandpa watching, and they were just sitting there talking about, okay, we cannot launch our torpedoes because our shields are up. Then next time they decided to let down the shields and launch the torpedoes.
They were probably referring to a specific reason why they couldn't fire with the shields up. There was probably a specific aspect of their environment that was making that too difficult. But good question, though. Actually, if you pay enough attention to Star Trek Enterprise, which is a later show that was made to be a prequel to the original Star Trek, where you get to learn how they came up with the technologies that they ended up using in Star Trek, like the transporter and shit. When they first finally got their phase cannons equipped, they couldn't actually fire through their shields at warp because of quote-unquote particle drift. It would have destabilized the warp field. So it could have been something similar to that. It was also a constant problem that they could not use the transporter at warp as well. But, good question. I'm going to rip them a new one, just so you know. My ship's way too overpowered for these people. Full power to shields. Oh yeah, if you ever have an option to scan this stuff, always do it. You cannot understand just how much you're gonna need it.
Do what now?
The gases that I just scanned. I love my rear torpedo. It launches mines that home in on the enemy. It does massive damage. As you can see. Of course, that's something you won't get until way later into the campaign, but hey. Now I'm gonna warn you now, combat in space, it's very sluggish until you set up your abilities that, like the ones I have in here, to auto-operate, because they are the ones that increase my flight speed, maneuverability speed, weapon damage, so on and so forth while I'm in the middle of combat. Without those, I wouldn't be nearly as effective as I am. And now you're gonna get a taste of the ground combat. Yay! Don't I sound so excited?
Yay! Yippee-doo.
I'm actually a lot more excited than I sound, trust me. It's just because my brain's so fried. By the way, Crimson, what you up to?
Oh, I know, man.
You're back? You mean you were gone?
You were
Yes.
gone? So you just missed all of that.
You know, for once, I actually did not notice that you were gone.
Hey, I could easily
Not
rewatch
even
the
I
video.
knew.
Come on. I could easily rewatch the video.
This is true.
Captain, I'm concerned about the radiation on the
And with my
Azura.
phone, it's
She might
completely
have
dead.
some damage to the
Type-
warp core, but
I
our
typed it.
sensors can't pick up
Okay,
enough to
might I
determine
remind you,
exactly
you
what you'll
can
find
watch
over
this
there.
through the
I'm
PlayStation.
sure I can send you
I
and
know,
the
I
away
typed
team
in
to the ship
Quenz
safely,
PS
but getting you back
4
might be a problem
corner.
until the Azura's critical
And it
damage
just
is
shows people,
repaired.
and it just shows people
Step on the
breaking
transporter
fucking
pad when you're ready to go,
PS4s and showing
be
corners of the
careful,
fucking
sir.
PS4. I scrolled through most of it.
Did you use the web on it, or did you actually try to watch my stream through PlayStation?
Yeah, I tried watching it from PlayStation.
That's your mistake. You should have used the webpage. Because I never sent you an invite through PSN for you to watch it straight through PSN.
Ah, whatever, fuck it.
Looking for multiple life signs. Some of them are from the Azura's captain crew, but the rest are Orion. Plasma leaks are blocking our path to the survivors. We will need to use the consoles to safely vent the plasma. By the way, left on the D-pad will always help you target those anomalies I was telling you about, like the gas clouds. You always want to get those when you can, because you really do not realize just how useful those are going to be later on in the game. You can use those materials to replicate parts to make stronger weapons for your ship.
Got it.
Several of the torpedoes and energy weapons I'm using, I crafted myself.
Got it.
Let's get this. Let's get into the property.
I feel like I'm forgetting something. I was.
Are you still in the live stream right now?
Yes, I'm still in the live stream right now.
Alright.
I couldn't get Wes to touch this with a 10-foot pole. Huh?
I don't think Wes might like this game at all.
Oh no, he doesn't. He doesn't even like Star Trek. Oh yeah, flanking damage is when they hit you in a part of your personal shields that's not in the front. So never let the enemy flank you if you can help it, because it does lots of damage. Honestly, ground combat is really fucking hard. Always trying to stay ahead of the enemies in weapons and defense technology. It's fucking hard, man. But I will help you in any way I can, so. Luckily, you've got a level 63 with you. That's literally 2 levels from the max level. Max level 65.
Got it.
But it takes you a long ass fucking time to get there. Oh, I saw it. Believe it or not, ground combat rules are pretty straightforward. L2 to lock onto a target, R2 for standard shot, R1 for special shot.
And so For Honor in a way. Got it.
Pretty much. And believe it or not, you can actually get melee weapons in this game, but they suck.
Oh god. Why you get a melee weapon just running around the battle?
Oh yeah, it would suck.
The enemy of B.
For you.
Have you seen anyone actually pretty decently good with the melee weapon?
I think I still own one of the melee weapons you get from the campaign. Now here's one of the fun facts about ground and space combat.
What?
There are instances where the kind of officer you are is key to using special abilities. Notice how in the top center there it says in parentheses tactical. I'm a tactical officer, so if there is a tactical pathway in the mission, I can use it.
Got it.
When you were in the academy, you studied mission reports from the USS Archer. For one instance, crew on the Archer reconfigured a plasma conduit and used it to disable a group of Klingons who had boarded their vessel. You might be able to do something similar.
Okay.
Click. Like I said, ground combat's kind of sucky.
Hey, it's better than nothing. I'm just impressed that you were able to make ground and air.
It is no surprise.
It wasn't easy. I assure you, it was not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, you gotta give me credit for that.
By the way, I recommend you try to keep at least one science officer on your away team at all times, because they're the ones that heal your shields and health when you take damage.
So always have a move at movie.
Well, one of your first officers you get will be Tavrel. Just try to keep her on the team. In fact, Zarva, Tavrel, and Elisa Flores are the first 3 officers you get. I just keep them because I like them. There are, of course, better ones, but...
Got it.
Now, I'm going to recommend that each of us be a different kind of officer. There's 3: engineering, tactical, and science. Since I'm tactical is the security teams. who are the ones that specialize in combat. But I recommend, so that we always have all the pathways open when we're playing together, I recommend one of us be each kind. Since I'm tactical, that means both of you need to pick who's going to be the science and who's going to be the engineer.
What's the engineer do?
They're engineers. Anything that involves engineering would be something that they do. We're talking about, they're the ones that maintain they're the ones that maintain the stability of the ship and kind of thing. Whereas science officers, they're thinkers.
I'm not a really good thinker myself. So.
That's the thing. In this game, you don't have to think that much.
Yeah, I'll be the engineer.
But I will warn you, there are quite a few puzzles in this game.
We should do a test.
I love puzzles.
Engineer, whoever's better at it, be the engineer.
It won't matter.
Dude, I think Dark Silence for crying out loud. I love puzzles.
Different kind of puzzle, buddy.
What?
Different kind of puzzle, buddy.
Oh, damn. Kind of supposed to be talking about.
Well, that tactical thing that you saw me do, that's considered a puzzle.
Okay.
As an engineer, this mission, an engineer actually has a lot more opportunity to do stuff.
Wow.
In fact, as an engineer, you can save the ship, which is something neither a science or tactical officer is capable of doing.
Bad.
You would actually be able to save the ship from going kaboom.
I don't like making my ship go boom boom, but I like making shit go boom boom.
You like making shit go take a shit?
I like making shit go boom boom. I don't like when my shit go boom boom.
Yeah, well, this is a friendly ship, so. By the way, you both are going to want to go Federation, not Klingon or Romulan, because otherwise I won't be able to help you at all.
Okay, those games are good God.
Yeah, in the beginning of the campaign and stuff, they're very specific. You won't be able to start working with Federation if you go with one of the others until you reach a point in the campaign where they're supposed to work together.
Yeah.
And that would take a while. And in case you guys are wondering, my character is a Trill.
Is what?
A Trill. That's their species, Trill.
Got it.
If you watched The Next Generation, there was that one episode where the ambassador had a parasite in him, and they transferred it into Will Riker. I don't know if you've seen that episode or not.
Got it.
But Trill are symbiotes. A Trill host and a symbiote parasite. The parasites live very long lifespans. And now for the final combat.
I'm gonna have fun with this. I'm gonna have fun with this game.
I will warn you now, when you are playing with other people in the same mission, the number of ships and their intensity gets a lot worse. Like, for fuck's sake, it gets worse.
Okay.
Leave now and you know what's good for you, Starfleet. We are taking this ship, her crew, and her cargo.
The Azura and her crew are under Starfleet protection. Batak. I just insulted him, but he knew that. Bring it on, Klingon scum! Yeah, you go ahead and hide your little scumbag. I'll just take down the other one. Torpedoes are most effective once you have their shields down. You use the energy shields and abilities to take down their shields fast, to lower their shields, and then you go nuts with the torpedoes. Because torpedoes are naturally kinetic weapons, and shields are designed to block kinetic damage. Yeah. Whee! Crunch. The world may never know.
The world may never know. I actually did that. I actually tried making you consider a long boards. This is the unlocked page, and I ended up giving up and I just spit it all.
Attempting to get a transporter lock on Captain Brott, sir. Boosting containment. We have it, Captain.
Good timing. Because it just went boom.
You saved my...
At least waveform modulation puzzles are easy.
Well, you don't caught my attention on this game, so I am gonna be having that with it.
But it is better to have people play it with you, especially if you're not used to the game. I played this on PC before I ever played it on PS4. It's a lot easier on PC though, because you have all the keyboard buttons on you.
Say again?
Well
There are a
done.
lot of abilities you
saved
can
that
get on
crew
your ship,
just
okay?
in time.
And I mean a lot.
I'm just gonna be
Congratulations.
sitting there for hours reading everything.
That is what tends to happen.
Just sits there for hours. Not even making progress. Just sits there for hours and reads everything.
Now allow me to show you something that you can only do once you reach, I think it's like level 60. And that is the warp vortex.
That basically we can just...
It literally doubles your fucking flight speed through space. Allowing you to go at a much higher warp factor for a small period of time. But you can you almost can't turn at all, see? Like really slow turning radius.
Oh god. That's gonna take some time to like...
And it also dispels after a certain amount of time. It takes a lot of time to recharge. You literally have to sit put to make it recharge.
Wow.
I feel like I'm not gonna like this game.
Why?
I don't know, it just seems really confusing.
It is confusing at first, but after a while you will get used to it.
Okay.
I told you,
explain
I
it
quit
like
this.
they
I
have
quit
to
this
have
game
warp
19
rate.
times because I couldn't figure it. Oh, this game's way more complicated than Warframe.
Oh yeah, I know. But seeing it kind of like Warframe. It's really complicated and confusing at first, but you got used to it, and now you understand things. There's a lot you're able to do it.
Yeah, but this one, even I still don't know everything, and I've been playing this game for years.
Yeah, but you still know quite a bit. You still,
old is this
you
game,
still
actually?
understand it to the point
Huh?
where like you can play it.
How old is this game?
Several years. This game's been out since Star Trek. Like the end of Star Trek, back when games on PC were starting to become a thing. That's when Star Trek first started.
Wow, that's impressive.
Probably the beginning of like before Deep Space Nine started coming out was probably when this started. Somewhere around there. Yeah. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna find a mission that has a lot of space combat in it so you can get a really good feel for how awesome this game can get. It's missions like the one I'm gonna go for that really make this game fun. Trying to find that one mission. Pretty sure it was in the Ramian Mystery.
You may have heard about the tragedy.
Auto navigate's a wonderful thing. Of course, I still have to activate the vortex myself. This mission starts a little boring, but it gets good. Are you guys even still watching?
Yeah.
What about you, Crimson? Because it says I don't even have anybody watching right now.
I'm on my phone right now.
I finally figured out how to watch it on the TV now. On the PS4, actually.
Or maybe it just doesn't register it because you guys are watching from YouTube or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I officially hate Italian macaroni.
Why?
Because it gave me soup!
Oh. Soup.
I did not order soup!
Right.
Yeah, I haven't been watching it. I've just been
Hilarious,
listening.
actually.
And it's not even good soup, it's greasy soup.
Oh my god.
Greetings
TMI.
and welcome to Agrama. I am pleased that Starfleet sent such a notable
make me
officer
hate
as
soup
its
too.
representative at this conference. Please enter a standard orbit and transport down to these coordinates. This meeting may mark the beginning of a new day for the Federation and the Romulan Star Empire.
Bullshit. I hope we could find a path to peace. There has been too much conflict between our peoples. Bullshit. Can you tell I've done this mission before?
Yes.
Lesai. The loading time is always the slowest. Kind of reminds me of some other games I used to play that had really slow loading times. Anyone else? Can anyone else think of some games that had really slow loading times?
I mean, Just Cause 4 did have it, but they fixed it. What?
Fallout 3.
Yeah.
What game was it?
What about...
Warner does.
The rest of the delegates are already in the conference room. My
Like, you
aide,
know, like,
Jevon, will
you know
take
how long
it.
it takes? Like, you know,
I
like,
have
you
some
go to
business to
Fortuna
attend
and then you
to
go out to
before
the Orvalis. Like, when you go up to the elevator, you know how long it takes?
Oh, that's nothing.
to get outside.
It has nothing
That's
compared to
really
some of these games.
It's,
But you also have to
For example,
remember, this game has a lot of fucking data to process.
And there's a lot to read, too.
And the shading isn't always perfect.
I don't care about graphics, I just care about gameplay.
Same. Yeah, I'm not gonna follow her. It's a waste of my time.
I mean, that's the only thing that really attracts me to games is the gameplay. I could care less from graphics.
Ah, yes, this room.
We are so pleased that you were able to attend our conference.
18 gigabytes.
The Romulans can be so... I am so pleased.
Liar.
Welcome to...
It is agreeable to meet with you. You have
Ah,
my people's
Tella.
enduring gratitude for how you handled that matter with Ambassador Sokev. This is another trying time for Vulcan. The Romulan Star Empire blames...
I apologize for the...
Yeah, as I recall, he always pops up. He'll come all the way over here just to tell me that something's going on. Notice how they have guns and I appear not to.
Franklin Drake says you can...
So how's that a fair fight?
Do what now?
Why do they have guns and you don't?
Well, I do have guns, they're just at my hip.
No.
The weapon you have equipped determines whether it actually shows up well or not. Dumbasses. I'm standing right here at the damn door and you guys will run away.
The hatch is just ahead.
No gremlins.
Maybe I should have been a Ferengi because I steal shit. Hello.
Hey, Quentin, you know that song called The Danger Zone?
Mm-hmm.
I am in the danger zone.
Excellent. Have the weapons
We
loaded.
should totally play that while we're flying through space shooting ship.
At last,
Yeah,
we will have our revenge for the destruction
you
of
shut
Romulus.
off. Guys.
I was thinking one of it, but I was not.
Excellent. Have the weapons loaded aboard my ship. I will depart as soon as they are on board. At last, we will have our revenge for the destruction of Romulus. Hail Hakiv and put him through to my personal terminal. Then leave me. I have matters to attend to.
Yes, Empress.
Dun dun dun.
Computer, begin playback of file 2895 Gamma.
After I left Starfleet, I made it my life's work to reunite the Romulans with their Vulcan brothers. For many years, I lived among them and waged a campaign of peace. 21 years ago, the star of the Hova system went supernova and sent a wave of devastation across the quadrant. I promised to save the Romulan homeworld. I failed.
Computer, end file. I cannot suffer more of that arrogant fool. Soon, Vulcan will suffer the same fate as my world.
Not if I can stop it.
I have Hakiv, Empress.
Patch him through.
Greetings, Empress.
My fleet has launched for Vulcan. I expect you to rendezvous with us there.
Alas, I must disappoint you. The terrorist cells of the Romulan Republic demand my
Where'd Crimson go?
attention. Kitchener did not go as planned. Now they have powerful allies.
I don't know.
And with Taurus missing.
Spare me your
I guess
excuses,
he had to go.
Hakiv. Nothing
it
is more important than avenging the destruction of our homeworld.
Fair enough.
You disappoint me, Hakiv. I trust you will not do so again.
Weather is never better. You and your female character.
She is hot and you know it.
True.
Can't touch this. I'm funny. Looking.
I should have known the Federation would send spies instead of diplomats. And you call us treacherous. No matter. You may have destroyed these weapons, but my fleet is already en route to Vulcan. You cannot stop what has happened. Guards! Capture the intruders!
Down them real quick. I love how they just stand there and let me shoot at them. Hey, I was wondering what happened to you, buddy. I'm not surprised.
Whatever you did down there, it made quite an impression.
I know.
He has to go to bed. Oh my god. If you're wondering why you have to go to bed so fucking early, it's because you have a problem. Each time you get up in the morning, you say, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick.
If only him and his brother could get along.
Ow!
Hurt yourself again, Mr. Crane boy?
Yes! Yeah, yes, I was trying to do my peek out stance.
What the fuck is hell?
Ow, my knee!
Do what now?
Oh, I need to sit down.
Mr. Crane over there just hit his knee and doing something again.
Oh, my knee. Oh, it hurts.
You there, donut? Ah.
Engage weapons and engines.
Switching powered engines to increase maneuverability. Right.
Get him to liberty. Those guys don't have heads compared to you.
Pretty much.
You know, like some funny games, they like, you're like a scrubby dude, and they pick you up against like, or for some reason, some great powered ship comes in out of nowhere and you can run your ship.
That actually does happen from time to time. Every once in a while, they will intentionally throw really difficult ship in there.
We need to get you a better ship, Commander.
I do not have to leave anyone capable of this treachery.
Well, you do get access to a better ship every, like, 10 levels. Hey, they actually got me once! Yay! You're going to die.
Why are you proud of that?
Huh?
Why are you proud of that?
What, that they're about to die in misery and pain?
No, that they someone killed you.
It happens. It really does. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. You also have to remember, these guys will scale with my level. And I am admittedly a bit rusty.
That's a big ship.
Yeah, that's a big ship. And I'm just a lowly little escort with enough firepower to take out a small moon. Hurt. Actually, I need shield from the back or side more. Yeah, I know. Haha, I got her with me.
Did you?
Yeah. Suck us both. The good thing is, even though they take me down, I'm still
I had not expected
up.
to. I should have expected.
Not now. I want to help our allies. This battle ain't over yet.
I got us to
Oh, the battle's gonna get even more intense here in just a bit. This isn't even the main fight. This is just skirmishing. And like I said, I'm rusty. You are which I'm doing. Gotta remember, it takes time and you can only transfer so much at a time. Goodbye. And the reason they explode like that is because their engine cores use artificial quantum singularities, or in other words, artificial black holes. They literally have a black hole inside their ship.
Okay.
The moment they activate their engine core after construction, they can never turn it off.
Thanks to your warning, we were able to divert some ships to defend Vulcan. I have come to personally command the defense. The other forces have already been briefed. Your role in this battle will be to defend the science vessels that have set up a tachyon detection grid to detect any cloaked Romulan ships. We cannot allow any enemy ships to slip through.
Now the real fun begins.
The ships maintaining the grid will be priority targets for the Romulans, but they must remain in position or the grid will collapse. That is why I need you.
That is the tachyon detection grid.
Well, give me a second, I'll speak. Oh.
How can you fight what you cannot see? Surrender now, and I may give you a merciful.
Yeah, that's Vulcan down there.
Our tachyon detection grid has revealed scout ships attempting to penetrate the perimeter.
I will destroy them. Oh, they're behind me. Gotta love that fucking ability. You just saw those dwarfs, right?
No, when you first started it, that's what I saw.
Yeah, that was a torpedo volley. I can target up to 6 ships that are in the range of a single torpedo launcher with that at the same time. With the power from the torpedo, it does massive fucking damage.
Oh, Hey, look at that. There's 6 of y'all. Jump out.
Well, we also have to remember, there's still torpedoes, which means they can only do so much damage. But the torpedo that looks like a blue orb when it fires, those torpedoes can actually completely ignore the enemy's shield and damage the hull directly.
So it's basically goes through the shield.
It's called a transphasic torpedo. It literally phases through their shield. It's the best kind of torpedo to use against a ship whose shields are proving difficult to get through. So these guys, yeah. The real fight has not yet begun. Oh yeah, you never want to be close to a ship when it explodes from the warp core breach, because it does massive damage to you. It took out 40% of my health instantly.
Silence vessels, maintain formation. All other forces converge on the Romulan.
You got a computer. Hmm?
Not a game one there. I only got one.
What was that, Crimson? I said computer, as in my ship's computer. Oh, by the way, you're about to see those torpedoes again.
Oh god.
See why I love this game so much? There's just something so epic about it.
Reinforcements are en route. Hold the line.
What did I kill with?
I'll follow your lead.
Assess the weaknesses. It's actually one of my newer abilities. I haven't fully figured out how it works yet. Do you see all this fucking lasers flying around the place? A deadly laser show. And this isn't even the most amazing of the fights either. This is just like the first great battle you get to witness. Oh yeah, you're gonna get the fuck kicked out of you every time. It takes time to get a ship as tough as mine. And mine's not even the toughest out there. Mine's nowhere near as well built as some people's. And it also has over 30 awards. Gaming awards. It's fucking beautiful. No, I'm not. It has over 30 awards.
Wow. What? As soon as they spawned, all you saw was just nothing but lasers. Oh my god.
You may have won this game, but the fight will continue.
They
Romulus
just
will be
fall,
avenged.
they just-
There will be blood for blood,
just
death
smoke
for
and
death.
they just stop
My
fighting.
world is gone.
Nothing.
I will not rest until Vulcan suffers the same fate. Indeed.
Fuck
Then why
you,
does
Sela.
Starfleet use ships equipped with weapons of mass destruction? Why did the Vulcan Science Council willfully refuse to assist us when there was a chance to save our world? Every sorrow in my life can be laid at the feet of the Federation.
Why does everyone have like such bold haircuts?
Because it's Star
Everyone
Trek.
has such- That's true. Everyone just has like that such bold haircuts.
They tried, they failed, I kicked their ass.
You spot me all you want.
So, have I sold you?
What?
Have I sold you?
I will fast past that.
Have I sold you a
Walk
free
past
game?
that. Oh,
I
hell
have
yeah.
new missions for you.
I didn't even realize this was a. I didn't realize this was a game.
What about you, Crimson? Have I sold you?
I guess I'll give it a try. If I don't like it, I don't like it, you know.
Yeah. Like I said, it takes time to get used to this game. You guys will struggle a lot until you get used to it.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the beginning of every game. Everyone struggles.
Yeah, but this one, because of the intensity of it, it's really gonna fuck you over for a while. I'm not even joking.
Oh, yeah.
You will get sunk and killed so many fucking times, it will piss you off. But you'll be fine.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
this game is actually very forgiving of death. But yeah. I suppose that concludes the